it's time for another JoAnn's haul. So this one is gonna be, well, not in two video pieces, but there's like two pieces of it just in regards to like the different types of stuff there is. Let me scooch this table out first so I have more room to move stuff around. Okay, hopefully I didn't give anybody like motion sickness there. But yeah, let me scoot half the stuff off the top of this box real quick. Okay, so the first half, predictably, is yarn, as always. It's all in threes because the projects I'm making with them take 3 each, so that's why the weird number. But, so first I have Caring Simply Soft in Cobalt Blue. I have 3 of it. I adore this color. It's the only one I'm iffy about for these projects, but I mean, I think it'll still work. 3 of Caring Simply Soft in just black. I really like this color too. 3 of Caring Simply Soft in Pagoda. Not quite sure why it's called that, but it's a very nice teal. 3 of Caring Simply Soft in Gray Heather. This may be the first time I bought this color. 3 of Caring Simply Soft in Dark Sage. It's a really pretty dark green. 3 of Caring Simply Soft in Burgundy. 3 of Caring Simply Soft in Charcoal Heather. It's a really dark gray. It's not quite black, it's just dark gray. Hard to tell in this lighting. And the last of the yarn is 3 of Caring Simply Soft in Autumn Red. Now, these are all going to be made into hats and matching scarves that are like, the target demographic is men. That's why the color choices that I chose and why the one color I'm a little iffy on, but I think it could work. But yeah, obviously, like, if a woman wanted to buy them and wear them, they'd totally fit and would still be okay. Just, I don't think I really have anything in my Etsy shop yet that's, like, marketed towards specifically guys, and I feel like that would be, like, a very nice market to get into, because I've got stuff for babies, I've got stuff for kids, I've got stuff for teens, I've got stuff for women. And while on the beanies I offer things in men's sizes, like, just at a first glance, I don't think anybody looks at them and thinks, oh hey, men's stuff. So it's like, it'd be nice just to have something I can market that way, even though would absolutely work for a woman too, and there's no reason women couldn't wear any of these colors or these styles that I'm going to make with them. So that is part 1 of this haul. Now, part 2. I am so frustrated with my own self, not only with this order, but that I've apparently been overpaying for years. Never knew by how much. Never dawned on me to check Amazon's prices for these things. After this order, in the future, all my sketchbooks will be purchased from Amazon. Just for convenience, I've always just thrown them into my JoAnn's orders, but, one of them and this one was $30. And I was kind of just, like, scrolling through Instagram, looking at other people's works they've done on toned tan sketchbooks, and I was just like, people really, like, don't know how to use this properly a lot of times, and it's expensive. Why would you waste it on these pieces of crap drawings? And I don't know what made me think to check Amazon's prices for this, but I did. And that identical sketchbook, same size, same brand, everything, $5. So then I started searching on Amazon my other sketchbooks that I often buy. All of them were very, very cheap. I think the most expensive was like $12. And I think I paid like almost $40 at JoAnn's for it. So I was like, yeah, from moving forward from here, I will definitely be buying them from Amazon in the future, just because I think over like the past, I don't know how many years, I'm like, I could have saved hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on my sketchbooks. I could be ill. But the plus side is, now that I know that I can buy them so much more affordably, I won't be so scared to use the nicer ones, because they'll be like, I don't have to worry, because I can just buy another one for cheap. Not for $30, $5. I'm like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. And now it makes sense why people aren't afraid to waste the nice paper on such things when you can apparently buy it that cheap. At least when it's in the little sketchbooks, because the one in question, that's why it really bothers me that it was so high at JoAnn's. It's a small sketchbook. There's no reason it should have ever cost $30. And now that I see Amazon has it for $5, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I mean, granted, it's a sale price, but their normal price is $7. I'm like, I would much rather pay $7 than $30 any day. So, now begins the sketchbook portion of this haul. Let me grab on. Okay. I dropped some. Okay, I can't do them all in one go like I thought I could. And I hope I'm not flashing anybody. I'm gonna grab the little ones first. Haul them over. Whoop, up and over. Now the bigger ones. I did not think this out very well. Clearly. Okay. I've got them. Basically, I stocked up because for as much as I got back into drawing habits this year, I really want to step up my game next year. So now I have a nice variety of different sizes and different types of sketchbooks, and this isn't even counting my big one that I bought like a month or so back that's like a 600-pager. Granted, it's pretty thin paper. I mean, it'll take like pencil, it'll probably take like a ballpoint pen, but I don't think it would like take any further ink than that. I don't even know if it could like handle so much as like a water-based marker, say nothing of alcohol-based. So I'm like, just for like pencil and ballpoint pen doodly sketches, like the not so polished looking ones, that'll be good for those. For everything else, they'll go in the nicer ones, you know, especially now that I know that they can in fact be bought cheaper. So first, from Strathmore, I got this 112-page toned tan sketch art journal. This one admittedly, yes, even on Amazon, it is costly. Not as costly as it was at JoAnn's, but I'd probably just opt for the ones more like this style, but I like how many pages it has in it, so I don't know, I'm torn. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But, the dimensions are 5.5 inches by 8 inches, so that's pretty decent. And for people who don't know what tone tan is, basically it looks like a brown paper bag. Now, why would you intentionally want something like that? Because for blending and shading things like skin tones, you have a base to work from to build upon that. And then you can use whites and actually have them pop, as opposed to kind of just blend into the background. You know, it's hard to explain what I'm talking about without having examples here to show you, but for real, like, just go on Instagram and search Tone Tan Sketchbook and just scroll through the results. You'll see what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people who don't really know the proper usage of Tone Tan that I have encountered, but the ones who know what they're doing, the results are amazing, and I want to learn how to do that. But first I needed it. I've actually never owned one before, so there's going to be a learning curve. Don't expect masterpieces immediately, but I'm hoping to learn. I also got, I think most of the stuff I got was from Strathmore, this 400 series quality drawing pad. It has 24 sheets, heavyweight for finished artwork, dry media, 6 inches by 8 inches. This was, or at least I can get it very cheap on Amazon. I didn't get it so cheap at JoAnn's, but yeah, it's nice thick paper. Stuff like this can take a lot more ink. Does it have the weight? No. Okay, that's alright. Oh yeah, it does. 80-pound paper. Okay. So it's a little bit less than like my mixed media pad, because that one's 90-pound. Which, no, this does not weigh that literally. That refers to how thick the paper is. I don't know the exacts of why they refer to it quite that way, but the heavier the paper weight, not like a paperweight, but I mean, with regards to what I'm talking about, the more liquid type medias you can use on them. So, I also got this marker sketchbook. This one is also 6 by 8 inches. This is 50.5 pounds. let's see. I find it odd that this claims to be less than that, and yet it's for markers. But usually marker paper is treated so that it won't bleed through. So I'm going to experiment with it, see how good or not that it is. Like I said, now I know that they can be bought cheaply. I have very few qualms about playing with it. My next thing I save up for will probably be a nice set of alcohol-based markers. Not Copics yet, but once I learn to use cheaper ones, I'll eventually upgrade my way to Copics. So then I got a little mixed media one. This one is 140 pound. I think this is the heaviest paperweight that I have right now. Because prior to this, I think the most I had was 110. It unfortunately only has 15 sheets in it, but it is like cardstock, guys. That is beautiful. So wonderful. I'm gonna see what the Amazon price is, and if it's cheap, definitely stocking up on these babies, because I can use more that's that thick. Then I got a larger tone tan sketch journal. This one's also 112 pages, but it's 7 3/4 inches by 9 3/4 inches, and it's 80 pound weight paper. Again, I actually find that for little doodles where I feel insecure about what I'm drawing, that the smaller ones are nice because they're not as intimidating to fill the page. Big ones are nice too for certain things, but especially when you're like just getting back into habits and things, it's way less scary to feel like you only have to fill this much of a page than a whole huge thing, which is why I don't have as many big ones here, although now we are reaching the larger section. So this is a colored pencil Strathmore pad, 30 sheets, 100 pound paper, medium surface, so it's got some texturing to it, but not a lot. Yeah, I can see it in comparison to some of those. I don't think it'll pick up on camera, the texture on the paper. Yeah, no, there's no way you can see that. But, yeah, this one's 9 by 12. So, it's been a while since I've had a brand new one that's quite this big, other than the 600 page one, but again, that paper is thin as shit, so. Finally, another brand. Is this No, there's a couple other ones that are from other brands, but my beloved Canson. I have never bought one of their watercolor art journals, but this time I did. And it's 9 by 12. It's cold press, 140 pounds, so that's pretty good. And like I said, these pages are like freaking cardstock. It is amazing. They have a bunch of the extra large series pads all listed up here, so I'm like, it'd be interesting to find the ones I haven't tried yet and buy them all eventually and play with them. So this is like the tone tan ones, but this one's toned gray, and it's the same sort of thing, except that it's usually used more for black and white sketches and portraits. So same idea, just usually with the tone tan, a lot of people like to do it for color, but it absolutely can be for black and white ones too. I just don't know which one I will like better and which one I will get more use out of, but I feel like I hear people just rave about the tone tan ones more, and a lot of times they seem to be a little bit cheaper, so that's why I have a bunch of those and just, I think, the one of this kind. But yeah, this one's 11 by 14. I think I have only ever owned one other 11 by 14 sketch pad, and I just ran across it recently. One of these days I will do like a sketchbook journal, or not journal, sketchbook tour of that one. It's not filled. I kind of want to go back and use the rest of the paper, but I mean, it would be jumping from like age 17 to like age 32, or if I do it next year, age 33. My birthday's in a couple weeks. So yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know why I have this hang up where I feel like if a certain period of time has passed, I can't just draw in a really old sketchbook, because, I mean, it would just go from crap to current times, and just, You don't do that. Why? Why not? What rule is there saying that you can't do that? There isn't one, other than the one that I've imposed on myself, and it's stupid, and I actually did make myself use that one once over the summer with oil pastels. Unfortunately, it turned out so bad that I never even shared that piece with anybody. I'd like to try to redo it a second time, or at least a similar one in there, but, yeah. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, so it's been a long time since I have one of those, but I did use one sheet in it, but I do want to try to at least make myself use the rest. That one's just white, though. But yeah, since a lot of times when I sketch portraits, it is in black and white, it makes sense to have at least one toned gray one, so that's why I have that one. But then since I got that one, it made sense to also get the toned tan one while I was at it. So yeah, it's also 11 by 14 and 24 sheets. So, 80-pound paper, not bad. This looks lighter. Like, wait. Oh, I'm stupid. This one's not toned tan. This is just regular. Okay, that's what I was like, that's not tan. I am dumb. Okay. Because they have different pictures on the covers. I'm like, wait the... Okay, yeah, I'm just retarded. And then I have a really, really cheap Strathmore marker pad. I just want to see if it makes any sort of difference buying, like, the child intended one versus, like, the grown-up one. Because if this works just as well, why the hell not? So this is 9 by 12. I don't even see, like, a paperweight on this. So I am very, very skeptical. It claims it accepts heavy coverage of markers without bleeding. I will believe that when I see it. But, this paper feels very thin, so, like I said, I will believe it when I see it, but I think I am only going to test it with, like, Crayola markers, because I do not believe it'll handle anything more than that. But yeah, it's only the 100 series. Everything else here has been 400 series, and that's the best one, so... Just saying. Also from the 100 series while I was at it, another mixed media pad, which I am also super duper skeptical of. 15 sheets, 9 by 12. But this one actually does feel decently thick-ish. So I'm like, for some of the more experimental mixed media pieces, good to know I can probably use a cheap one and it won't be a total waste of supplies. I'm almost done, guys. So this is the first time I've ever bought myself one of this sort. This is an acrylic pad. It only has 10 sheets in it despite being this thick, and that is because each sheet in here is basically a canvas in a pad. It's a beautiful thing, and I feel like I would be way less intimidated at painting in something like this and risking it not turning out well, as opposed to on canvases which are bigger and bulkier, and they're thick, and they take room to store, and just, I always trip myself out, and then I end up not painting because of it. So something like this, I was like, I should at least give it a shot, because I feel like I would actually use this, as opposed to being too intimidated to ever use the other. So, we'll see, and if it goes well, then I will buy more of these. And then the last thing, another one that I've never personally owned previously, and I still need to learn the proper uses for it before I, like, waste it or blow it on anything. This is Bristol paper, which I have heard people rave about for ages. I don't really know the proper usage of it, but yeah, it's Bristol Smooth Surface, 20 sheets, 100 pound, but it's very, very smooth. It feels like that shiny paper that you used to use in elementary school with markers. It feels like that. Maybe it is that for all I know, but I'm just like, I'm not quite sure what the proper usage is, but I wanted it, so I got it. And I will learn what it's for, and I will play with it and see if I like it enough to buy it again in the future. If not, no harm, no foul, but I'll at least have it once. I've mostly heard people talk about Bristol paper when referencing, like, really nice colored pencils, like things like the Faber-Castell Polychromos and Prismacolors, so probably going to test those out with this, although I don't have polychromos currently. Although they were on sale for like $180 on Amazon a few days ago. I don't know how long they're staying that price, but I'm like, if I can gather the fundage that quickly enough to where it's still at that price, I very well might splurge for myself on those, but I don't know that I can actually accrue those type of funds that quickly, because usually when they drop the price on pencils that much, it's a very short-lived thing, so I'm not holding my breath. But I mean, it's one of those things where it'd be really cool if it happened, but on the other hand, I'm not going to shed any tears if it doesn't. But I have my beloved Prismas. I have a full set of those. I have like the big box of them, so I have every color of those pencils, so if nothing else, I'll just use those in here. So, and that is this quite lengthy JoAnn's haul. Like I said, this one's bigger than usual because I splurged on myself this time. Usually I don't do that, but I mean, my birthday's coming up, and I know, at least for my parents, I'm only getting one big present, so I was like, I may as well treat myself. So I did, as an early birthday present to myself. So anyway, guys, that is it for this JoAnn's haul. So as usual, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you follow my social media on different platforms. The links are down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, bye.